Anybody ever wonder how to properly measure a paperweight? So I'm going to have a standard ruler here. Push this back. And this one is going to have centimeters at the top, starting about 3/4 of a centimeter in. So anyway, if you're not familiar with these tools, these calipers, most basic form, and you could use one of these to measure a paperweight. The problem you're going to run into is if the paperweight's a little larger than 1 inch, you're going to run over. So you'll have to do a lot of guesswork. Or you can modify these by bending the tips in if you have a set that you don't mind ruining. But these are generally used for finding point to point and things like that. So the set that you would normally use for this are these curved jaws. So keep in mind, as long as you're gentle, steel is not going to scratch your glass. So what you want to do is open it up, and I apologize for the finish on my hands. I refinished a piece of furniture at work today. So we open it up really wide, and we still can't get around this piece, so we keep opening. And alright, that passes with no clearance. There we go. And what you'll do is just set it on the 0 marker. It should be here for there. So this is 5¼ inches. And you do the same for the height, but normally you can get away with doing that for the height, and for this one will be 5 inches. A little easier to do the height if you can get the angle correct. So this one right here would be 13½ centimeters, starting at 0 point. So what if you have a square paperweight, such as this ALT out of Murano, which is absolutely stunning, by the way. Never seen anything quite like that one, at least not a Murano piece. So I'm going to open it up. And you can also squeeze it, roll that out a little quicker if it's oiled, and then do the same. You went too far. But you can take your time, so not quite down. Alright, that's just passing. Alright, so that's our width. So we'll get to the rulers. This one is 3¼ on the nose, which is 8 centimeters. So perfect width on that. Now if you want to get, cheeky and not count the facets, you can open it up even wider. So diagonally, you'll have 3½ inches, or right about 9 centimeters. But normally you would measure these from the flat side. At least that would be my opinion. So, alright, and here's a smaller weight. Same deal, just open it up until it just runs over. You have no play. Alright, so this is a Perthshire PP2, and it measures 2 3/8 on the nose, 2 3/8, which is about 6.2 centimeters, if I'm reading that right. Because this is going by the 0.4 of a centimeter. And weights shaped like this one, the stunning white friars here. I think these are okay to measure the non-faceted part, because it's not a square weight. Because if you go into the facet, then you can pick the weight up with the calipers, and you really don't want to do that. You're getting into the territory where you might start scratching the glass. So I'm going to find, right, there's an edge, there's an edge. Alright, so check that one. And we're at 2 7/8, almost 3 inches, but not quite. And that is 7.3 centimeters, roughly. So anyway, that's just a quick rundown on measuring your paperweights. And of course, it works the same way. If you want to do it top to bottom, like I said, it's not necessary if you can see in plane quite well, but there may be a situation where you can't, or the paperweight's got an odd shape. This would be very more useful if it had a dome. So, alright, got no play. And this one is exactly 2 1/8 tall, which is 5.4 centimeters. And that would be the way to get the height. So let's check one with a dome real quick for our last go. And I always recommend rolling up a high quality napkin to keep it from rolling around, or just do this on a pillow or your bed, doesn't matter. And this one has a label, so I'm going to be a little more careful by holding the label side. And alright, no play there. So the Perthshire PP2 is 1 5/8 tall, that's inches, and 4.2 centimeters tall. So that's it. You can buy these on Amazon for a few dollars. I recommend getting a quality set with finer threads that you can speed out and speed in. They also have them where if you take the pressure off, this just slides in and out. Then with the pressure, it locks the thread back on. But this is an antique set that I restored. Yeah, well, not antique, but vintage, made in West Germany. So that's it. I thought that might be an informative video. Appreciate you watching. This has been Alex with Antiques and Learning to Live, measuring paperweights. Y'all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. See you next time. Thought I'd add just one simple method in case you only have 1 or 2 paperweights and you don't want to invest in any of the simple calipers. Just find yourself a ruler and carefully set the weight near where you see the edge, and just put a straight edge there at the end of that, and make sure you got 90 degrees on that, and then find something a little straighter edge. Find where it stops, remove the weight, And we got 2 7/8 inches. You see how hard that would be to do by eye? It looks like 2 3/4, and that would be way off. So you get your accurate measurement, set the weight down, use one straight edge and another straight edge. Both 90 degrees. Move paperweights, 2 7/8. There you go. But I seriously recommend using these. You know, you can get a modern set like this vintage West German set for like $5. You can see where I even had to do restoration work on them because they were covered in rust. But I do particularly like this better than that because this is quicker, keeps your measurement, and you don't risk dropping the weight off of your measuring surface. Unless you want to print out a piece of paper that has the numbers on it, then you can do the 290 degrees. But you're starting to get into a little more trouble than it's worth when that is just a few bucks. Please like and subscribe. It would be very helpful to the channel. Thank you.